Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Sunshine Brown. Welcome. Welcome to Sunshine Brown. Welcome. How are you? How are you? How are you? Oh my goodness. How are you today? Oh my, oh my, oh my. Hello, hello, hello. So listen. Welcome to Sunshine Brown. Welcome. I am so happy that you're here. I am so happy that I could meet you here. Well. Listen to this. Listen to this. I would like to say, let me go ahead and redo this video, okay? Because I have some videos that I did, but I didn't care for the way they came out. A lot of distractions in it and everything. When you start cooking or doing whatever, things can get a little chaotic. And I said, oh, they don't deserve that. No, I have to do better than that. I have to do better than that, okay? So I wanted to come on and go ahead and finish this part two, which is going to be really quick, really quick, really quick. Now, if you haven't seen part one, you wouldn't understand what part two is, okay? You wouldn't understand what part two is. So I want to just go ahead and get into part two. All right, let me just go ahead on and dive on into part two, okay? So listen to this. Here it goes. Here it goes. Part two. I left off explaining how the ladies had told me, the two ladies had said to me from leaving the conference table that I, the CEO of the company of the shelter had said that she wanted me to leave the premises, okay? And she also said that the other lady as well that was over, she said that those two ladies said that I had to leave. And I'm thinking like, well, that's not what she said some days ago or whatever. That's not how that went, So why is it all of a sudden, and then she was not going to give me any paperwork or anything, okay? And I'm so happy I redid this video because one of the things I wanted to also mention, and again, this has to do with the video that I previously did, part one. That was part one. This is part two, okay? The other thing is when I had to call the officer, okay? When I had to call the officer, the lady that was from the halfway house, okay? She spoke with him before I did. And it was for a while before I even spoke with him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because my children and I were waiting in the courtyard at that hour. So she had already went out and spoke to the officer. Then asked me to come along. Okay? Yeah. So let me let you know one of the things that was also mentioned in that conference room. The conference room, the lady had told them that I had given a threat about the fact that I and a family member would shoot the place up. I said, what? Excuse me? Okay, so listen to what I'm saying to you. They couldn't even piece together. Why didn't that woman, if that was the case, why didn't she tell the police officer that? Do you hear what I'm saying? So she was really, like I said, just making up stuff, okay? They didn't watch the video, they said, and they didn't want to, they took her word. They were going based off of her word only. The lady that was the person that came from the halfway house, okay? They did all of this to my family based on her words. Did you hear me? Okay. Guess what? Naturally, I did say they probably got that email early that morning. If there was an email, which they would not let me see, because we wanted to see where is it that the communication came through that said that we had to leave, because that's not originally what we were told. Do you see? Stay with me. Stay with me, please. Okay, here we go. She tells us after 3, because my daughter's in the shower, of course. So we get the information after 3, and they want us to be gone by 4. And they think that's cute. They're like, okay. Now, mind you, I'm like, all right. I had 2 different people come and get me, okay? 2 different people come and get me. I was able to pack that stuff up really quick, have my daughter hurry up and take the first load, okay? And then I had another vehicle pull up to carry us out, myself and the children. So my 2 daughters went before me to get to the storage, and then I had to, because I didn't want to double back there. Do you understand? Do you really understand? Okay? Before I left, I called the CEO. First of all, I texted her, and then I called her. And you know what that CEO told me? She said, I never said such thing. She said, I don't know anything about it. She said, I have nothing. So they lied. Did you hear what I said to you? They lied. The person that's over the entire situation, okay? And they say, she don't have anything to do with the shelter part. Let me tell you something. If she is the CEO, she can be able to hear, see, whatever. You know? They wouldn't let me see that video. The video said everything. We didn't need to write out anything at all because the video told everything. My family did not cuss that girl out or anything. That staff member, she was belligerent. Okay? And why when the police officer came and he finally wanted to speak with her, why was she hiding? Okay? Why was she hiding from the police officer? And she never told the police officer, that my daughter threatened her. Let me finish. Me. Okay. I had called the police officer as soon as I heard that information a few days before. I had called the police officer to come back. He was out some kind of way. They're like maybe so many days on, so many days off, so many days on. I called the police officer to come back. Well, he wasn't supposed to come back necessarily to see me, but he was supposed to speak to me over the phone, right? But let me tell you what he did. He came up, okay? Late in the hours, he came up just to check on us. And I really appreciated this officer for doing that. And he brought a different officer. And guess what? I told him, I said, do you know that she said that myself and a family member would shoot up the place? He said, what? He said, what? This is real. This is totally real. He never told her that. And the lady who was belligerent and why was she scared to go and talk to the police officer? She didn't even want to go out to talk to the police officer. Why? Why not? Okay. So guess what? Packed my things up, cleared that room perfectly, took pictures of it to make sure it was showed that I cleaned it perfectly. Okay? Because naturally, my entire visit that was, when I was there, wasn't horrible or anything. It was just some staff members that do what they want to do, mistreat people. That beep beep told me to keep on going, baby, so thank you, okay? Listen, I understood, and guess what? Packed our things perfectly and got on out of there. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Did I leave balloons on the ceiling? Because we had balloons all in the room and on the ceiling or whatever. I probably left a few balloons behind or whatever. Or maybe I don't know what I did with them. But my thing is, guess what? I'm going to say one little thing. One little thing. Because I know that some people are so surprised to hear me express what happened in such a way. But I'm going to remind you of this. Just like you don't really know me, right? And I don't really know you totally, I want you to remember this. When you were in your time and you went through, and you maybe have had some things that happen, especially when people mishandle, mistreat, things like that. And let's not get it twisted. We know that that thing happened, but you don't understand. I had already been through all these other things. I went to a place to get help. Okay? I couldn't even receive the proper help that I needed to without being gang stalked, all of that stuff. Then having problems with these old hood birds. I'm gonna call them that because that's what they were. Just sometimes people are so in their ego about a thing that they miss sometimes what they're really there for. Like sometimes people want you. Their attitudes is, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's like, come on now. Like, you don't have anything nobody wants, I promise you. Like, chill out. I don't even know if I'm expressing it, but it was just everything. There was so many things that were so unnecessary. And she couldn't even hide or tried to hide that she had a problem with me. And then for those women whose parents just had passed away and they were out in there playing around with people, and like and I've learned a new thing. Let me tell you about the new thing I had learned. I couldn't believe how many people, and this what took me, how many people are so afraid also to speak up. I had never seen anything like that in my life. You wouldn't believe how many people are terrified to speak up. I said, excuse me, terrified to speak up. They rather kiss ass than speak up. I seen it with my own two eyes. And that, honestly, that did make me feel some type of way also. I was like, oh, wow, okay. Really? Okay. Y'all afraid to speak up. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Couldn't believe it. One last thing. A situation had occurred coming in on the outside, on the premises. I'm going to say, and the video, I listened to it again. There was and I'm going to tell you the reason I'm saying it like this. Someone had passed out. It was a transgender lady that passed out. So I hurried up because this girl is my girl. I like her. Okay? This girl is someone that had dealt with many battles, many different things. Okay, of course, I'm not saying these people's name. Dealt with many different things, meaning people just feeling some type of way about her being around, all right? And she was spicy, all right? She was spicy, nice, didn't bother, People said that, she would, but I never seen her mistreat anyone or anything. But the truth is, sometimes people just feel uncomfortable, and people feel like, I don't want you around my husband and all that old craziness, right? Whatever. Your husband here with you, your husband's safe. Y'all all safe, people. Just like common sense. Sleep, chill out. And wait a minute. The transgender lady was married. Okay? Also. All right? Do. It doesn't matter if she was or not, but I'm saying she was. Listen to this. This lady, now, this is something that my son, when I was originally, did the original video when he passed by me, he said, Mom, tell them about the lady that passed out. This is what my child wanted me to say. And I'm thinking like, you heard that? Okay. Listen to what I'm saying. She passes out. I have my oldest daughter. Now we're coming back from a function or something like that, just having a good time out. Okay. So I see her passing out or whatever. And I tell my daughter, I say, please hurry, go. And my daughter can run like a track star. She got something to do. She runs. I said, please go get somebody, get some help, because I was stripped out. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong? You passing out on the pavement. What's going on? Well, I helped, get her in, get to the door, whatever. But the security officer said, well, he ain't got nothing to do with it. The security officer was like, well, I can't do nothing about that. I can't do nothing about that. It's not in here. I'm thinking, but it's outside. Wouldn't call an ambulance. So we had to make sure we carried her damn near in the place. Now she got herself back together to walk, but naturally I held on to her, Now this is I don't know what that was about, but I was just like, what y'all got going on here? What you got going on here? Okay? If you don't know, you need to know, or whatever, I'm not ever against any certain anything, okay? Gay, transgender, whatever, okay? I'm not. There are things that I don't want for myself, but that don't mean I knock other people. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they have to answer to God, okay? Now, things that I am against is pedophilia, things like that, messing with children, doing all these other crazy things like that. I just like that people know where I stand, okay? So, I wanted to let you know about some of the things that took place, So, the whole reason for me doing the video is because there's this energy where I have certain people want to come at me for different things, okay? So I'm saying, Johnny, come right. Johnny, come right. No one will ever pretend that they love my kids more than me. You will never get that one off on me. Some kids miss that. Some kids get strung along, People play games and shit with your family, and, but you will never, notice I cut my mouth, you will never pretend that you love my child more than me. Not gonna happen. Okay? Boop. Thank you.